Get away from me. Just kidding.
I can try. This is a couch that I'm on.
I like how much this podcast is always me slouching really bad.
Well,
but
that's fair. I mean, most of my creative endeavors are couch-based, so like this is the You know what's weird is normally when I record stuff from a couch, I'm on that side.
Oh,
so this is like
you out?
Well, no, this is like kind of fucking me up because I normally like this arm is normally just like dangling somewhere, and now it's got all.
Oh,
this,
and
like,
you spend so much time on
armrest business that it's just like I don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah,
but whatever. No one knew that. My agent didn't send that forward in a memo.
Yeah, your agent doesn't even know he's your agent.
No, he doesn't. It's Jeff.
What's up, guys? This is my podcast. It's Epic Tiki Podcast. I'm Luke Soin. This is JoJo Lewis.
What's happening? Hi,
He's
JoJo Lewis.
So greedy, he needs 2 names.
I do. Well,
has anyone ever made that bad joke before?
Yeah, I want to say yes.
They have to have.
Some open mic host or another.
Yeah.
Thought that was pretty good. Thought they would dig deep with that one.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with a good.
Well, it's the
right off the bat, without thinking.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's got 2 names. Fuck him. Am I right? Let's bring him out.
They're just like, this guy's got 2 names. Am I right? Anyways, they don't even make. So what a great way to.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's great. We're doing it.
We are doing it. That's not the sex. Or it all depends on where this video ends up, really.
Should I start?
Could end up at YouPorn.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Do people do that? Do people just upload things that aren't porn to YouPorn?
Yeah.
Does it get taken down?
No. YouPorn is totally down with it. They're working on that shit like it's the cure for cancer. Like
that's really funny.
Well, because like YouPorn doesn't want to just do porn. As weird as it sounds, like they know that like there's shit that people want to put on the internet that's like not necessarily bad that you can't put on YouTube. So
like what? Snuff films?
No, like I think like you can't watch breast cancer like testing tutorials on YouTube.
Oh, because you can't show titties.
Yeah, well, maybe. I think there's like, I think it's like a gray area, I want to say.
How do you know this stuff? Wait a minute.
Sometimes, man, fucking, you pay for the whole internet. You're only looking at like this much. I mean, shit.
How do you have the time to see?
I'm at work all day. It's like, I wonder what's going on. I wonder what's going on like videos about like weird medical shit or and then there goes an hour and then go on break.
I just answered it. It's because you're a state worker.
That's right.
That's what you do at work.
I have an office-y type job to just chill out all day.
People walk by and you click your computer.
I click away sort of quickly.
You sort of lean in and you squint and they're like, "Oh, he's working hard," and then walk away.
That's just an eyesight thing.
Yeah,
that's very rude. And I take exception to the fact that I have to squint and lean into all the weird porn I watch at work.
Well, you clearly need double glasses.
Yeah, fucking god, yeah, I do need double glasses. No, I'm fine. I'm good. It's just silly.
Oh, okay. You're not Josh Potter from. Do you know who that is?
No.
Oh, he's a comic. He's like an intern on Your Mom's House.
Oh, okay.
But he's coming to the Punchline soon.
Oh, sick.
And they make fun of him because he can barely see. He has like straight up mole rat eyes.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like he just can't. I don't know.
He has like big old bifocal voice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then he can't come either, so they have this thing on the show.
Like at all?
Like he can, but not with girls. Like it's hard for him to do it.
You should try it with guys.
I know. Well, that's what they've said. Oh, they've been through the whole thing. They've been through the whole. I don't want to like do other podcast content, but
if it doesn't.
Just the glasses thing came up, so I had to talk about it. I
get it.
But
that's fine.
You're not Josh Potter. And that's good.
Yeah,
you can come with a girl. I think
all the time, and sometimes without. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah. Sometimes the jeans are just tight enough.
That's true. It's actually not the tightness of the jeans; it's the looseness. Tightness is a problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what is? I don't know. Do we want to? We're not 10 minutes in. I don't know if we want to get into that. All right.
How
5 minutes in.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, it pairs up.
Welcome to the Epic Tiki Pod. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Restart.
Do you do like a welcome to the Epic? Did you do that already?
Yeah. I was like,
Okay.
I'm Luke Soin. I do it lazily. I just, it's like everyone does it. If you have, everyone has a podcast, so everyone does it. So I'm
Sure.
just trying to do it the laziest. I'm exasperated with it.
I get that.
I wish you didn't even come. I don't want to do this.
Well,
Just
all right.
After we rescheduled one time.
we scheduled it originally on like a Saturday,
Yeah.
and it was like, that's a good time because I have a bunch of free time and you have a bunch of free time.
Yes.
And you're like, yeah, it's gonna be dope.
And then I didn't have free time.
And then you messaged me. You're like, nah. And I was like, all right, let's chill. Get it. I'm gonna go home, take a nap for once.
Yeah. How was your nap?
It was pretty dope, I gotta say. Actually, you know what? I probably went home and worked on something. Honestly, I probably didn't rest at all.
Probably read that breast cancer article.
Oh no, I already finished that weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I already know all the tricks.
Can you send me those links later?
I will.
Okay.
Because awareness is the first step to prevention.
Click below to donate
That's right.
to my Patreon
I support.
for breast cancer. I don't have a Patreon or breast cancer, but you should donate.
You never can tell. That's why you got to test. It's important every year, or is it every 3 months? I should know this, having read the pamphlet in this scenario I created for myself.
Some people like feet. Some people like medical procedures.
I can't. You can't. Yeah, don't. Not in 2020, my man. You don't kink shame.
20 funny?
Yeah. Instead of 2020, it's 20
Where did that come from?
Travis McElroy.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a podcaster on My Brother and Me in the
Oh.
Adventure Zone and
Oh my God.
Schmanners.
God, there's so many podcasts.
He's on at least 3 of them.
Do you ever sit on your couch with the armrest on the other side and you're just like, why am I doing this?
Doing what exactly?
Content?
No.
Yeah, because you like it.
Yeah, I mean it's fun.
I like it too. I just get like, oh fuck, it's so daunting.
Oh, for sure. That's always there.
That's the only problem, really.
Yeah, I mean and I put out a lot of things all the time.
Well, yeah, your schedule's crazy. You put out how many videos? Oh, she sent me a picture of a house.
Oh, who did?
Or not a house, but my girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
We text like, oh, look at this house. Like we're like let's look. We can't buy it yet, but look at it.
Look at this house.
Yeah, I've always liked to look at houses. Wait, but yeah, how many do you put out? Is it 4 or 1 every day? What is it?
9 videos a week, 7. One at least 1 a day, and then 2 on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Oh, is Saturday a big release day for people? Like, do people watch it on Saturdays?
Some people do.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like a chill day. So it's like, okay, here's an extra video because we assume that people would want to like chill out and like watch something. And normally on Saturday we release like about a 30-minute episode of like us playing a game that doesn't have much structure. So you can just like, if you've never watched our show before, like Saturday is a good day to start because it's just like a chilled out, like, oh, we're playing Minecraft or we're playing like
it's like your personality on display.
Yeah,
more
just,
than
just hanging.
Yeah.
And then on Wednesdays we release our big like if we're playing like a long game, that's when we release that. And then lately we've just been releasing like episodes of this old DS game that they re-released for the Switch called Phoenix Wright, where you're like in a tournament. Like, have you ever seen those memes of like objection and the dude's pointing?
Yeah, I've heard about Phoenix Wright for years, and I've just never played it.
Yeah, we beat it, and it took because our episodes are only like those episodes are only an hour.
Only an hour.
Well, that's the problem.
Are most of them like 10 minutes though?
Most of them are 15 now, but that episode's an hour. But the game is pretty long, so like it took 24 episodes to beat, which is like 24 weeks. It's like,
my God.
Jesus Christ.
Have you had anyone say that they watched every episode?
Yeah, people watch every one.
Damn.
Yeah, people watch it. It surprises me still.
Are they like, I guess they're everywhere, huh? They're not just local or something. It's
Oh yeah, no. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how many people in Sacramento know that we do this.
Yeah.
I know that I that's what I'm doing most of the time. Just because I don't talk about it. I just make it.
Uh-huh.
I don't like I think this is the thing, right? Like I don't do any of the like the advertising stuff.
Is that all Jeff?
That's all Jeff. That's what he's in charge of because he has all the social media stuff and he is passionate about that aspect of it.
He's very good at Twitter. Like he's one of the your account and him like have been some of the consistently like clever, funniest things I've read. Just like when I'm on Twitter, like there's a lot of just like inane bullshit, but he always has like a punchline.
Something, yeah. That's why I have him.
Yeah,
particularly for that reason. And I like he just got like he knows how to draw. That he's never brought that up, but he can draw like cartoons, like little like.
Did he draw all you guys, the little cartoons of you?
No, I contracted someone to do that. But,
okay.
He bought a drawing tablet that I was gonna buy him, and he bought it before me to stop me.
Stop you?
Yeah, because he didn't want me to buy it for him. He felt bad.
Oh, I thought you were gonna buy it for yourself.
No,
you can't have it.
No, he was just like, I don't want you to spend like. I think the one that he got was like $250 on a like a Wacom tablet that you can like draw on the computer, so you can draw comics and shit. And that's like he likes to make shit like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then like that's why I got him, is to do the social media type stuff. So he's the one who, if anyone knows about the show, like aside from just like randomly running into it on YouTube, it's probably because of the social media campaign shit that Jeff runs all the time.
He posts a lot too. It's the first day I followed you guys on Instagram, it was like a post every hour, and I was like, no one's even liking half of these. Oh yeah, but that's just because
that's the thing. Like you keep throwing, and then eventually someone sees it.
Yeah,
it sucks. But like because he like checks, like he talks to other like social media people, like other people who run Twitters and things like that, and their whole thing is just like, you just throw shit at the wall until something like good happens. Like you can't just like isolate. And
do you ever get worried that like something really specific and weird gets exciting or gets traction, and then you have to do that forever now?
Well, we have had that happen, and it's one of those things where it's like, I go back and forth on that. And like if we had a video or something that came out, I guess we're just talking about JoJo's Fun now. But if there was
whatever, we'll get around to other shit.
If there was a video or something that we had that was just doing like abnormally well, I would consider it. Although we do have a video, like one of our best performing videos is best performing totally by the accident of the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
Which is, it's a video of us playing Sonic Boom, which is a fucking terrible game. But
it has nothing to do with Sonic or Guile from Street Fighter.
Well, it is. It's one of the worst.
Sonic Boom.
It's one of the worst released AAA games like ever. Like they rushed it for the. I think it came out during Christmas and they rushed it, and it's just fucking bad.
Who made it and when did it come out?
Red Button. It would have been.
I never even heard of that.
I mean, it's the Sega. Sega made it because it's Sonic, and it. Came
it
out,
is Sonic. Okay.
It came out like, I want to say like 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years now. It's pretty old. It was for the Wii U and or in other systems, but we got it for the Wii U.
Oh, I see.
And
what a dark time in
it was. It was when the show was out. It was when Sonic Boom the TV show was out.
I didn't even know they had Sonic Boom the TV show.
Yeah, it's pretty funny too.
Is it like one of those CGI?
Yeah, but
like
it's
poor
CGI. It's good. It's
okay.
Good. It's funny. But the thing was, like, it was just released unfinished, and we played through the whole game in like, I think it was like 5 episodes. It's not even that long.
Did you realize that you were just accidentally doing the Vulcan?
Yeah, I do that a lot. And
I wish I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Dang it! I'm a big turtle guy, so it makes sense.
Sorry,
but that we have an episode that is a picture of Amy. The thumbnail is Amy looking up at Knuckles. Because the whole thing is just like Knuckles is so dumb.
Yeah.
And so we just wanted him in all the thumbnails we could.
He also runs fast, but he
runs fast and he can claw. It makes no sense. Like even in the game, like when Sonic runs, there's like a trail behind him of how fast he is, but Knuckles just runs. It's stupid.
Yeah.
But there's this image of Amy looking up sad, and the title of the episode is The Kiss, because the conceit of our Sonic Boom playthrough was we were reading Sonic fan fiction.
Uh-huh.
And in the one we were reading, in that episode, it finally got to the part where Knuckles and Amy kissed. And that's what we titled the episode. But people who are looking up videos on YouTube of Sonic and Amy kissing find our video on accident.
Yeah.
And it leads to some of the funniest shit I've ever seen of like
comments.
Well, just looking at the analytics is really funny because like you'll see someone like it's always like referred from another video, and I have no idea what's referring.
It tells you now which video it came from.
And when it does that, it
shit
also
gets crazier all the time.
Yeah, and it also says like how long they watch, and it's always like 4 minutes, like without fail, like 4 minutes deep. All right, this is what I was looking for.
At least they get 4 minutes. Like you'd think it'd be like 30 seconds.
I know.
Like this is not what I wanted.
And then like one guy, it's funnier when they leave comments. Like one guy left a comment like, like I don't know why that man would say those things about Sonic, because in the story like Sonic is like a total like fuckboy jackass. And and I'm making fun of him and like talking about how Sonic goes on porn sites and shit. And they're like, Sonic wouldn't go on porn sites. He doesn't think about girls that way. Or if he does, he's very respectful. And we're like, who the fuck are you? And then we looked him up, and it was like he makes these really weird like I don't know if I would say this, but he makes these weird like animation videos of like,
but they're really stilted probably, or
they're okay. I mean, it's like he's not a terrible craftsman. It was just so weird, the reaction.
I love when people do that though, where they can't take a joke and they just are like, Sonic is a real person and he would also never behave in this manner. Like they get like really proper about it.
There was one, the best quote we got from it I have as like our profile quote, and it was just someone like it was so stupid because it was like, I don't know if they found it on accident based on the quote, but it's just like, what is it? They just talk the whole time, boring, lame. And they misspelled whole. They wrote it HOLE with no punctuation. And I was like,
that's actually what they wanted. They talked whole.
Well, I wasn't even mad because it's like, they say we just talk the whole time, so they watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
HOLE thing.
Thanks for the view.
So, I mean, whatever. But I think that one has like maybe 10,000, but it's all accidental. That's how
the Epic Tiki video that has the most views, the O Faces one.
Yeah.
It got I didn't know from like the analytics, I just guessed.
Yeah.
I think it came from this O Faces video that was out. That was like, it's called 100 People Show Us Their O Faces.
Yeah.
So people were watching that like, ooh, sexy or whatever. Dumb,
for sure.
Same thing. And then it would come up afterwards and it'd be like a picture of me or Johnny or whatever. He's not in the video anymore.
Click that.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then they would probably watch 30 seconds or whatever. And we got a couple weird comments. Like one of them was like, I don't really like the Chinese, but I do like the white man or something.
Yeah.
Just like weird shit like
Yep. And it's weird too, and it was funny because it's like I look at those analytics and I'm like, oh man, those are really good. If all our videos were like that would be really awesome. But it's like, this is a total this is an error. Like this shouldn't be this way.
Yeah.
And there's nothing we can.
You got to take what you get though.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like it's not super great that we have this video up that like
the wrong people are watching.
Well, from the perspective of YouTube, people are finding this video, clicking on it, and then leaving it exactly 4 minutes. So that's not like. That's like a bad statistic. Like you don't want that. You don't want someone clicking onto a video and then clicking off of it.
Yeah.
Battery low.
What the fuck?
That might be a problem. Did you want to handle that?
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry for the brief break there. You guys didn't even notice because I cut it together. That battery was sitting in my backpack and it
was not charging from there.
It lied to me.
Yeah.
I probably forgot that I didn't charge that one and just set it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah, so you have a video and it sucks because it's like a double-edged sword. It's like we get views, but then it looks bad because people are clicking off.
Yeah, and then like the other thing too is it's like I could see it's weird because I could think like if I didn't make so many videos, I would probably have made the error of like trying to capitalize on that idea.
Yeah, but it wouldn't help. It would just be like more deception.
Yeah, there's a whole
lies.
There's a whole
deception.
there's a whole like idea that like you find the thing like with YouTube, it's like you find the thing that like you make videos to hook people, and then you make videos for the people who are already like there. Like that's the concept.
So you make stuff that's like trending, and then you also make stuff for when you have fans, like what you want to make.
Yeah, which is reasonable, but the issue is like it's really
that's why challenge videos kind of exist.
That's why challenge videos. That's why YouTube Reacts. That's why fucking pet videos and parodies of music and just music in general, like doing a cover of a song. There's some things that just like that just work pretty well. Yeah,
because you're basically just something is popular and you're latching on. And you're like a remora on the bottom of a shark
for sure. And it's like because that's sort of like, at least for I might not know as much as I sound like I do, but like with at least with gaming, the way it's sort of
no one can know
the way no one knows nothing.
They don't even YouTube sucks. They don't even have a fucking phone number to call.
Yeah,
like have you ever tried to talk to them? They'll just be like, go to the
the way I think about it is like if there's anything broken, it's I'm on my own. That's how YouTube works.
What's the word?
It's basically being in the woods.
They're like, go to the user chat. What's the word for that? Not chat, but like the forums.
Yeah,
go to the YouTube forums, and someone will know more than you for some reason. Yeah, why do they know? I don't know.
Which is useless. But well, not useless. There's some good information, but it's like
it's very aggravating.
The problem is like that advice of like make videos to hook viewers and make videos to keep them is sort of like,
duh.
Well, yeah, but also you don't. The numbers are so low that you can't even measure if it's working when you start out, or like as we are, as like we're pretty small channel, very small channel.
Yeah.
But it's like that's what you're supposed to do. But it's like I'm not gonna fucking make more Sonic Boom videos. Like fuck that shit.
Well, people want the Sonic Boom.
They love the Sonic. Oh boy.
So it is. Like, is it sexual? Like, is that why people are looking for it, or are they just like fans?
I think it's just it tells us why people are looking this up, and it's like they're trying to find like videos of Amy and Sonic kissing, or Amy and Knuckles kissing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to not to shame people who are into that, but why the fuck are you looking for that on YouTube? Like, that makes no fucking sense.
As we discussed earlier, YouPorn.
Yeah, YouPorn exists for precisely that. Or Rule 34.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great website.
That's a website? Man, I'm so stupid about that.
You can just go to Rule 30. If there's porn on it, it's on Rule 34.
Oh, that's what the rule is, right?
If you think about it, there's porn about it.
Right, okay.
And like, yeah.
There's someone who has painted themselves blue poorly with like a Sonic headdress.
Well, no, I think Rule 34 has lots of like deviant artists and like people who are actually like lewd like illustrators and things that they draw really high fucking quality dirty pictures.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Like if you like when you see like when you're on YouPorn and they have like an ad for like Lois from Family Guy getting fucked by Homer Simpson.
Someone had to fucking draw that. Someone very talented very skilled who had to practice. Who probably went to fucking if they didn't go to art school, they studied. Like they're really good at it.
It's funny because there's like stuff that's like CGI tracer from fuck, I can't think of words.
I know
right
the
now.
banner ads you're talking
about. I get those. The game
Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
And it's like there's someone who's like who learned how to like. They probably wanted to make games, but they ended up doing like porn videos.
That's someone who had to learn 3D modeling or
like Maya or
and
something
actually, you know
like that.
what's fucked is like it's probably a group of people because 3D modeling is really complicated. So
Yeah.
there's probably like a couple of people who are working on this.
There's an office.
Yeah,
where they're just sitting around.
Where they go in and they have like an agile board that they have like different tasks on, and they're like, we need the sheen of jizz brighter, and they hand it to the guy, and he's like, I'm blocked with getting the jizz brighter. I can't find a good jizz PNG to overlay onto the cock. So what do I do here? And then they gotta fucking like every day during their daily art stand-ups they have to talk. It's a whole fucking thing.
There's an intangible quality to the way Blizzard has animated Tracer's ass. And Jeremy, you're just not getting it. So we're gonna have to let you go.
No, because
there's Lilo. She fucking found out you're here.
Hey, fella.
Lilo, shut up. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it's not picking up in the mics.
It most certainly
very
is.
distracting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I blame Allie.
She really hates everyone now. Like she used to be cooler,
and
then if there's like several people, she'll just stop because it's like, oh, I'm
outnumbered.
Yeah, or whatever. But if it's one person, she'll be like barking, and then she'll look at Allie like, see?
I told you. I'm a tough guy.
There's a fucking guy here. I don't know if you're cool with this. And then Allie's just like, yeah, it's fine. And she goes, I don't know. And she just keeps barking.
Yeah.
We had like my friend Jake that would help me film the thing that I sent you that I haven't put out, but maybe I'll put it out.
Yeah.
He was here for like 5 days in a row, and the whole time, day 4, he'd wake up in the morning, she'd do this for hours.
That's
it's like,
so
fucking
weird.
shut up, man. I don't know. I love dogs, but also like
whatever.
What is wrong?
Cats don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Turtles especially, they're just like cool.
Yeah, turtles don't even know where they are. You put them in a terrarium, they're like, I'm in the Galapagos Islands.
Fuck it, I'm chill.
I'm about to live 100 years.
You gonna give me a piece of strawberry today? No, tomorrow's another day.
Man, why aren't you writing more of your animal jokes?
Oh,
that was like your staple for a minute.
They just come off the dome.
You wrote about ants, sharks. You know what's funny? AJ DeMello messages me constantly shark jokes. And I'm just like, dude, JoJo's done it.
There's
you can't
an animal
beat it.
guy.
I actually never say that, but I do. He is like obsessed with I think what his problem is not problem, but like he just gets it and is like he has a subject and he wants to like just really overwrite it. And then I'll just be like, dude, you probably had it already. You're just like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But he just keeps going, which is admirable. But also, I'm like, there's got to be more than sharks and your dog. And I don't know.
I get that. I get that drive to want to try to make something like, I'm going to ring this out till it's totally perfect. But it's like,
yeah. I mean, I think
it's good enough.
He doesn't have a lot to do during the day, and then he can't go to Mike's as much as he wants. He's been going more, though.
For sure.
But for a while, he was like he had to take care of his dad.
Yeah.
Because he had like a breathing thing, and he had to clean. It was a whole thing. So he was just like basically his stay-at-home nurse.
Yeah.
And then his dad just passed away. Rest in peace, Mr. DeMello.
Good for AJ, though.
I know, it's weird.
No,
it's like...
That's messed up to say.
Well, I sort of... We talked about it. Like, it is... Like, it sucks, but also it's like, well, now he's free to go do shit finally, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
So, he's recording like a special next week or something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He's going to help you does dog jokes and shark jokes.
Oh, I mean, he's got them.
Those are the hits.
Hey, you ever notice dogs have fur?
What's up with that?
It's like, I already got a stuffed animal. What are you doing?
What?
I don't know. I talked to AJ about this. I think we should do it, but we haven't made any like formal like plans. But I think we should do a show where AJ does stand up or just talks. And then I stand on stage and I interpret it, but I do an impression of him. I want to do that so bad. And Weird, Strange, Bizarre happens at Comedy Spot every year.
Yeah, you could swing that.
Yeah.
That's a weird, strange, bizarre concept.
It is.
It'll be down.
But it'd be so fun.
No, it'd be sweet.
I love to do my impression of him, and he's just so fucking weird. Like we'll just get him nice and high, and he'll just say some things into a microphone, and I'll be sober as a fox. Is that a thing? And
I don't know if foxes are known for being sober, but sure.
I feel like they must be. They're so clever, you know.
That's
like
true.
You can't be.
Yeah, I gotta wake up pretty early to trick the chicken.
Yeah, Like I bet if anything, foxes microdose mushrooms.
For sure. They're all tech boys.
But then
foxes.
Yeah.
Those fire foxes and the Mozillas that they serve. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore.
Yeah, I think you know what I noticed is just now is I think we're both exhausted from our days, and so we're just like doing this.
Yeah, pretty much.
But hey, it's fun.
Yeah, this is doing it.
I don't know how long we've been going now because I had to restart it.
Well, what does your thing say?
This says 10 minutes for this one.
Oh,
but the clip before
it's 7:46 right now.
What time did we start?
Like 7:10.
Okay. All right, so we gotta fulfill some more time here.
Yeah.
She texted me at 7:17, and that was like a few minutes in. But yeah,
time. It's fucked.
Time.
Check it out.
Yeah. Are you so? But you, like, so you're still doing stand up, but you don't.
Very intermittently. I don't hit mics because I just get too fucking.
Yeah.
Exhausted. Because it's like...
I feel it. I was exhausted when I had my state day job.
Yeah.
And you have that plus your YouTube channel. So.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like... and it's also, weirdly enough, it's also sort of like a value proposition where it's like...
Oh, yeah.
I know for a fact every day I have to do at least a half an hour of like... cutting the episode, rendering it out, double checking to make sure it rendered properly, uploading it with tags, making sure the upload was successful. That's every single day, sometimes twice a day because I have to do the long one, and that's regardless of anything else going on like in my life. I have to do that.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's 30 minutes that's time I don't have. So then on top of that, it's like, oh, I also have to I have a pretty bitchin' commute right now where I have to drive like a good at least 40 minutes a day. So it's
you live in Elk Grove, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that 99 is a cruel bitch.
Yeah, and well, no, I take I-5, which is just as bad most of the time.
At least the lanes aren't.
Oh yeah, no, that's
damn,
pretty
built
lucky.
That freeway is so bad.
Someone who back in the day who thought like cars aren't gonna last. But
there's a young Elon Musk fella developing a hyperloop. He just giving it to everybody.
Yeah, it's not so hyper anymore. But yeah, so there's that, and then most days I can't just go home. I have to like wait till my girlfriend's done working and then we both leave.
Yeah.
Because our schedules are such that like it doesn't make sense for me to leave before she gets done with work.
Yeah.
But it's by the time we do leave, it's just late enough that getting home is like it's annoying.
Yeah.
And then at least 3 days a week I have to record JoJo Has Fun. Or JoJo Has Fun has to be recorded and I have to go get the episodes for it, right? Like it was recorded yesterday and I wasn't there because Kim Skyped in, but like it was just like I had to go over today to go fucking get the footage.
So does he give you like a memory card or?
I just bring one, but
okay.
But yeah, like it's a great deal of time, and then so I'll get home at maybe like 7, and I'll just be like, I don't want to go to a mic right now.
Yeah, because then it's Tuesday. Am I gonna go to Luna's and in my half hour of free time and then sit there and then not know when I'm getting up?
Right, it's gonna be and I know what and I've done stand up enough to know that like when I do an open mic, here's the experience. I'm gonna sit around for like an hour. I'm gonna go up and do 5 minutes, and it's all going to be new because that's typically how I'd operate. And maybe one thing will be fine, and that's good. And then maybe in like a couple of weeks, I'll have like a new 5 minutes. That's great. But then it's like, well, what do I do with that? Yeah. And more importantly, what do I do with that that's different than the material I already have that already works, where I can be in front of someone for a half an hour?
Well, also it comes down to like, are you actively doing stand up? Like, are you getting booked? Do you need to have new material?
Yeah,
are you headline? Are you trying to push forward? Like, you're not, and that's.
Yeah, I just don't need to. So it's like, okay.
We tried very hard to get booked at Punchline.
Yeah, and that was
You got closer than I did.
I know, and even then I was like, oh man, fuck all this.
Your head's being cut off by.
Oh no. Well, sorry, I just want to get more comfy.
Oh, that's okay. Do you want me to adjust?
No,
the
it's good.
Okay.
I'll just relax.
I want you to be comfy.
Fucking Lilu.
Lilu. Hey, multipass.
Fucking, you're the worst element. But
Oh God.
like the whole thing is like, I mean, I make stuff every day. It comes down to almost like what more do I have to do? You know what I mean? Like, what more do I have to do to justify?
Yeah, no,
anything.
It's fine. It's like you have to choose. Like, you can't do everything at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm still doing too many things, but I don't. It's like hard to focus because, like, I'm doing. Oh my God! Hold on.
She's
doing something.
That dog doesn't know that I have dog mace.
You have what? Dog mace?
Nothing.
Do you really?
No, of course not.
Is that a real thing? I guess it would be.
I wonder, actually. No,
It's
regular
gotta
mace
be.
probably works on dogs.
That's
just
true.
fine.
Yeah. Just be careful. Don't aim it at yourself. You're like, now you have dog and mace on you. It's not even the good mace window.
Like it bites you.
Yeah.
Like you're blind. That would be unfortunate.
I feel like Ramsey Bolton.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like what more do I need to really justify?
I have such a hard time like trying to. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I should just not do this and only do these couple things. But I still love doing stand up. I want to do this podcast sometimes.
Yeah, and so like you sort of have to pick like what will be the most enriching and the most like valuable for the time. And it's like,
yeah,
on the one hand, like, dick.
Oh
my God. Hey, what's happening? Check it out. You know the best part about French fries is the soggy ones, because they have extra oil in them, and you can get them with salt and pepper, and I prefer malt vinegar. Most people don't. I think that's kind of weird. If you go to like a Habit Burger, you can get like a bottle of malt vinegar, and you can just keep it. No one even knows, and you can just toss it, and you got yourself one heck of a snack. Let me tell you.
Oh boy.
You better keep all that.
What were you telling? Telling him a recipe?
Talking about French fries.
Oh, cool. Hey, good. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. That's very frustrating. That
Yeah,
dog.
no, it's cool. It's chill. I get it.
Even especially like I feel like if Allie's not here, she cares less. It's like something. It's like a protective thing.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know.
don't
I thought
know.
me and Allie. I thought me and Allie were cool, but I guess now
You are.
I've got
like.
beef. No, apparently she's pissed off, and now like I am attacked. I feel affected.
You
Allie's
should.
a funny lady
You should.
who I know, and she's a funny improv comedian and shit.
She is. She's great. I
Yeah.
need to go to Herald Night again. It's been
Yeah.
a while.
But anyway, yeah. So like, yeah, it's a value proposition of like what's the most effective use of time, and if it's like
Yeah. Like recently I've been filming these little product reviews for a recovery it's called Recovery for Athletes, and they do like they sell like I have that thing in the closet which you guys can't see, but it's like a it's called a Theragun, and it just like jackhammers your muscles for you. It's like a massager.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty awesome, but I've done some reviews for them, and I wasn't charging very much. Like really, it's very cheap.
Yeah.
For what the quality of the product, I think. And I know like video costs a lot, but it's like I was doing it in my house and it was not too much work, but still like, and then the guys want to do something else, which is more involved, which would be like either flying me somewhere or flying this other guy here and filming a bunch of videos. And anyway, and so like I had to like come up with a day rate, and my day rate is like, I just settled on kind of like 600 or 650 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's like low for a videographer, especially
Sure.
with this camera. Like that's a $2,000 Sony A7 III.
Oh, for sure.
Not counting the lens, the monitor, the lights, just all the other shit I have. So it's like, and I think people don't understand video work is like, I know I watched some videos on YouTube of other guys who do it because that's how you learn anything these days. Fuck college, watch YouTube. And it's like, you have to. There's all these things to consider. It's like your time, your gear. Like you have to rent your gear out to the person. Like it's a weird concept, but
yeah,
and then your expertise, like all these things, and it starts to add up, and you're like, oh, duh, like. And video, go ask, so anyways, my point is
it's like commissioning like a fucking painting or some shit. Like it's expensive.
Yeah. And it's a thing you can't do. So you ask someone to do it.
Right.
And I don't want to like gouge anyone, but I was like, well, I'm not going to charge him it was like $300 I was doing for the individual videos, which like I should be doing it by hour, but it's like, I don't know, sometimes I'm slower than I should be or whatever, cause I'm working at home and I'm still getting my shit together. So I was like, all right, I'll just give him a price and I'll make the video. But now I have to come up with this day rate, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna feel bad about it because if he doesn't want me, then fuck it. I can work on my own shit, like our TV show that we're working on, sort of. Or
you pick out your day rate as like a bluff. Like,
I mean, a little
bet
bit.
You won't fucking pay this much, and they're like,
a little
that's
bit.
Cool, and you're like, shit.
Yeah, no, but if that was the case,
I could get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah. I'll be ready. But that's the thing.
One day's of video pictures and I can play the new Mass Effect. Oh, shit.
That's the thing, though. Like, if it's worth it, then great. But if it's not, then, like, why would I waste my time doing something I'm not into for not enough money?
For sure.
So you do have to think of that stuff, and not everyone can, and not everyone has, like, the luxury of, like, picking and choosing. But I'm just saying, like, know your worth, I guess. I don't know. Like, that's important to try to do.
I agree. And it's one of those, it's that thing of, like,
and you're gonna die, so do what you want to do.
Yeah, pretty much. And that also is like why like it was funny like the other day I had to go and like get some. I either had to get something or pick something up from Jeff's where where all my equipment is.
Yeah,
and it was funny because it was like. I mentioned in like our work chat or the group chat for the show that like, oh, I gotta go get this file or something.
Uh-huh.
And Jeff was like, oh, Danielle's home. She's not feeling too good about something. Give her a hug when you see her.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I don't know if we're there yet. And I've known her for like 4 years. But I was like, I don't know if we're at a hugging place.
You're not a big hug guy, as
no,
it is.
I'm a big hugger.
So it's not really about time. It's just.
But then as like as a dig, Kim was like, "Well, just go buy her something. That's what you're good at." And weirdly it's sort of true, like, because I can't because all the time because I put in a lot of the time for the show just because like this is what I would do. This is what I do anyway. Like I would just fucking. I like making shit.
And you also like video games.
Yeah, I like video games. I like talking. I like.
It's kind of cool that you can, in this weird day and age, you can put these things together. And
you can enable those things and you can share them. It's super neat. But
hopefully make money someday.
Maybe.
Day.
But the thing that's fucked up is it's like, well, the way I have it set up is I can't do everything. It's really weird when I think about it too, because it's like there's big channels that operate at like about the same way that we do. The scale is different, but they do roughly identical type things.
Oh yeah, their workflow is the same.
Yeah,
but they
pretty
just have
much.
More views.
Yes,
and then they have like Squarespace emailing them.
Exactly. So it's like we're doing the stuff that we need to do in order to like be functional.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't fucking pay anybody anything because I have no fucking money. So. Like
that makes it
tough.
So
that's why Jeff was like, "Don't buy me a fucking tablet," and I was like, "What else am I supposed to do? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
I'm not gonna hug you.
Yeah, I'm not a hugger. I'm gonna just take this fucking
buy you shit.
Take this Wacom, you son of a bitch, and I'm hitting him.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Wacom? Yeah.
Okay.
People think it's Wacom. Nope.
It just sounds now.
It sounds dumb.
Like mole is the next word.
Yep.
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-em.
You know,
yeah.
I mean,
it's called a Wacom.
Well, there it is.
If you you could call like their hotline and like you called Wacom and you're like, I have? What are you talking about? But yeah, that's one of those things where it's like no one knew how to pronounce it. But
oh yeah, I mean, there's tons of weird, like even Huawei. You wouldn't know. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. That's how I've heard other people say it. The cell phone, the Chinese. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to get them because the Chinese government is listening.
Well, I think with that one, like they're not even subtle about it. Like, if you buy one of their TVs, it's just
like a feature on the box.
It's like by using this TV, you're letting us watch you. It's like, what? I don't want that.
Even Ray Bradbury
and the TV
couldn't have
isn't
written
even
this.
like that great for the price. So
Yeah. Even Ray Bradbury wouldn't have come up with this dark dystopian nightmare.
Well, screens everywhere. He was close.
Yeah. No, I know. We just don't have the wall screens.
Yeah, we do. They totally do.
Yeah, but most people... I guess you could buy like a projector.
For sure, yeah.
And you could do that. But most people don't do that.
Yeah.
But the pills and, being whacked out on pills.
Heck yeah, we do. That's the best. We made it.
Every
we fucking
day.
nailed it. Yeah, like
I take omega-3
trying to have a baby?
Fish oil.
Is that you're trying to have a baby?
For my brain.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't help.
For the developing baby brain.
You know how I was having all Yeah.
I don't know what they put in prenatal vitamins, but I feel like it's omega-3 fatty acids.
Oh, it's like one of the best acids.
It's man, I drop like 3 tabs of omega-3.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I feel,
you swim upstream and shit?
Hell yeah. Man, I'm going to make it to that spawning pool and die there.
Yeah, and then be reborn.
Hell, that's how
as
it works,
egg,
my man.
A fish.
Yeah, fish are immortal. No,
or you get eaten by a bear, and then you become poop.
That's less good.
It's all part of the...
That's part of the
part of the square.
The great square of life.
Yeah, dude. It goes here,
it's
there,
like
there.
you kind of just you're going along living one way, bam, hit by a bus, right angle. You get to see what happens next in the next corner of existing.
I like to think of existence as like we're actually just like really bored celestial beings.
Oh, and this is just how we pass some time.
Yeah, like we get so bored we're like, oh, I gotta limit myself.
Yeah, this is
you live a life and then you get out and you appreciate traveling the cosmos and you go do that again.
Real life real life to us is some other beings fucking like Farmville. Like they're annoyed by it. Like they're like, shit, I gotta go tend my crops or whatever.
Well, that's what some games are getting so busy worky that it's like you're just creating another life.
Yep.
And then like Red Dead 2, like I wanted to be stoked about that game, but then it's like you have a camp and you have to like do chores in the camp, right? I haven't even I just heard about that, but I'm just like I don't have time. Like I want to just have fun.
That whole yeah, I get that. Well, there's lots of games now that are built like and it's not so much like big. Well, that's not even true. Like
just open world games. There's so much. Like even The Witcher 3, I've been trying to play it just because it's fun.
Yeah.
Not even because of the show. I just was like, I've been hearing about it for years.
Yeah. Witcher 3 is a fun game because there's less of that like dragging down your time to get things done. Like it rewards you for just walking around.
Yeah, but then there's still like so many quests to do.
Yeah,
and you can easily like as you're doing the main quest. Go off and like find a witch and
for sure
kill her and then get her sister to have sex with you. And
hell yeah, you can.
You know, like,
what a game.
I mean, it's great. It's just, but it's like there's so much to do. Like I kind of like I feel good when I can finish a game
and then just be done with it.
Yeah, like Jedi Fallen Order. I was like, I turned it on story mode. I was like, fuck the difficulty. I think it's kind of broken anyways.
Yeah, it's just chilled out.
And I was just like, and I beat it. And I got most of the collectibles. I'm like, that's fine. Yeah. I feel good. I checked it off.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's very limited. But like lots of games now are set up like, this game is boring, so you'll pay for it to be fun.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of games. Mobile games especially. Gacha games are like that.
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, man.
Yeah, that's totally like that. That game is fucking built to take money.
Yeah. I always try to tell that, like, I always try to talk about that. Like, I'm in a group chat with my friends who all play it.
Yeah.
And you know some of them. Mark, Daniel, Damien, my stepdad.
Yeah.
Mark's brother, Steve.
The boys.
The boys, yeah. And I'm always kind of on the side of, like, it's a little crazy what they're asking from us, you know, like money-wise. Because I'm like, and here's, like, the argument I always get back is, like, well, the studio is smaller, and so, like, they have to they have to pay their people. But I'm always just like, dude, like Call of Duty puts out a $60 game, and I know that they're a big company and they sell millions of copies. Like I get it, and they have like DLC. But my point is like the game operates on this weird thing where a new character comes out, and you spend $400-$500, and you still don't even get the full effect of the character. And that to me is insane.
Yeah, that's because the idea is, and I mean, like, maybe it's not like this because I'm sure that Fallen Order, like most of those kinds of games, has like a weird trickle effect where like you need a certain crystal.
Oh, you're talking about Galaxy of Heroes.
Sure, yeah.
But you said Fallen Order.
I'm sorry, my brain's in this. I'm thinking of only the Star Wars game.
Yeah.
You need to get like a certain kind of crystal, say, to upgrade.
There's literally crystals. Those are the ones you buy. You get free ones every day. But
in the Simpsons game, it's donuts. But
there's a Simpsons. Of course there is. Why am I asking?
It's called Simpsons Tapped Out. It's fucking stupid, but you need a certain type of resource that you don't get. And the reason why you don't get it is so you can pay for it.
Yeah. And then it really gets you further, but not enough.
Yeah, and then the idea is like, well, you don't need to have this in order to like play the game, which is true, but it's one of those things where it's like the game constantly like reminds you that you should get these.
Yeah, by comparing you to players who do have it.
Yeah,
and
or like you get this special offer. Yeah. Or every time you switch menus, it's like, oh, here's the ad. Like it never stops telling you like, there's this thing you need to get this thing that you sort of maybe want, maybe don't.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is like those don't work on most people, but the people that it does work on, it really works on.
Yeah. And then is that predatory or is that okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I know, but I mean, I agree it is. But I'm saying like that's sort of like it's this weird gray area where it's like, is it okay? And it's like, well, they're adults and they're paying for it, but also like, it's kind of shitty that you're doing this to people.
It's really funny when I hear like when people talk about that aspect of game development, like there'll be huge conferences of people talking about like game designers and publishers, and they'll be cheering at the idea, and also they'll be really happy that like, yeah, and the government doesn't consider it gambling, and it's like, what the why are you excited about that? Like,
well, because they get the profit.
Yeah,
like they get the
also
money.
Also, the argument that like they're a small studio and they need the money is not true. They're fucking Electronic Arts.
Oh yeah, totally.
They're not a small studio.
No,
Maybe that particular outfit is small, but it's small because that's how big it needs to be because they're not really doing that much.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think
like
the graphics aren't that crazy. I feel like the majority of the employees' hours, from my understanding, and I have like a 20% understanding of this company, but I did apply there and I saw the office.
Yeah.
And I think the hardest thing in that company is designing the characters so that they don't break the game, and then testing them relentlessly to make sure that when you put them in the game, they're not going to create this team or this effect you didn't want. Because basically, this game is like you collect like hundreds of characters or 100. There's a lot, and you collect them, and there's like a convoluted upgrading system of like 8 different ways to upgrade, 12 different currencies, whatever. You get this to get this, which gets you this, which means you can get this.
And you put together a team of them almost like Pokemon, and then you set them.
And it's turn-based.
Is it all active battle, or is some of it like auto chess? Like you just set your team out and hope for the best?
So they have a bunch of different modes. There's one thing called Grand Arena, there's Arena, Squad Arena. Grand Arena is a bigger version of Squad Arena, but so Squad Arena is kind of like the main PvP thing, but you're playing against other people's teams so like you play a game against another team, and that team it's the computer,
but it's a team that someone built.
Yeah, and then passively, like when you're not playing, your team is out there and it gets challenged, and if it gets beaten, it gets knocked down, and you have to constantly try to get back. And then the higher you are, the better your rewards. So like I'm in the top 50 of my little shard or whatever, and so I get 150 crystals every day because of that.
Yeah.
And I try not to fall below 50 because if I do, then I don't get that.
Sure.
And so it's like.
So it's just like you spend a lot of crystals to put together like a team for ranking, and it's like the reward is
more upgrades to make more teams,
but at like a fucking fraction of what you probably invested.
Oh yeah,
to get that. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. At this point, I'm like, I still get enjoyment out of the game because it's a thing to do when I'm bored.
Yeah,
and I like upgrade. Like you do get like that hit of I can't think of words tonight. Endorphins. Just like when you check your phone, you go it's like all that bullshit.
Oh, for sure.
But then it's also like if I wanted to quit, I'd have to consider like, well, I've spent 4 years on this game now.
That is called the sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah,
And that's the thing that keeps people gambling.
Yes.
It's like
it's also the thing that keeps people in a like from selling a stock they should sell. And
it's like quit while you're ahead, and that there's like a mental idea. I've spent so much time with this, so it must be worth something that I did. And it's like
how many marriages work on that?
A lot. How many relationships in general are fucked over by that one idea?
Yeah.
But yeah, like lots of like most mobile games have that as like an aspect to them. Just because,
and then you also built up all this stuff. So like, and you know, I've spent I'll say it, like I've spent like $500-600 over this time.
Yeah.
And part of that's like birthday present money and blah blah blah. Like my stepdad and I will be like, oh, it's Christmas or it's your birthday. There's Apple Pay each other $100 and like go buy, like just enabling each other pretty much.
For sure.
And so it's like not only have I invested the time but the money, and it's like a weird thing because when you buy stuff, usually you have a thing like you get this cup and it's yours.
But
and
with this, it's just like it's a thing on your phone that like
it's code.
It was a free download, and like the only reason you're spending money on it is because there's an artificial an economy that's built of scarcity that they invented.
Yeah,
it's like it's the only reason why you have to pay is because they set it up for that. It's super weird.
It's like a contrived thing. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to exist that way. It just does.
It's strangling the video game industry, and it's a real bummer. It's starting to go away, but
the nice thing is that I feel like on consoles, people who play like when that stuff has been creeping into console gaming, people are like, no.
Yeah.
They're like the EA thing. The EA's the big fucker. Like those guys are the ones who do the most bullshit. Because like Battlefront 2 had a big problem with the boxes, right? The loot boxes.
Battlefront 2. Well, the problem with Battlefront 2 is that was the most like egregious, high profile and egregious. There have been worse offenders
that are less profile. Yeah.
That are lower profile or more niche based. Like I would argue that FIFA Ultimate might have the worst monetization strategy ever, which is like you want to put together a competitive team, but you flat out cannot unlock certain players without buying booster packs, but
there's a random chance.
Yeah, and you're not guaranteed to get it. And I think they run out. I think like that player will stop being on your team after a while, so you have to keep buying it.
Oh my god. That's so
they
gross.
Outlawed it. Like there's countries where they've just straight out said like this is illegal. You cannot have a monetization platform like this.
It's like gambling but worse.
Yeah,
almost.
and then Battlefront 2 was the same kind of thing where it's like I think, and they were like, if you wanted to unlock like Darth Vader, it was like 40,000 credits or some shit like that, and someone did the math on it, and they were like, if I don't get this without paying for it, it's like
what is it gonna take
24 hours a day for like 6 months. Like there's no way I'm getting this.
Yeah.
So and the backlash was so extreme that like the company like had to and it was associated with Star Wars, and it was at the same time like a movie was coming out, so like
I mean, thank God
really
that they
bad.
actually were like people were actually able to fix it.
Yeah,
but it's fucked up that EA is like such a corporation that they don't even have like.
And what was fucked up was and Call of Duty does this as well.
I'm not a communist, guys, but
it's one of those things where it's like if you're gonna, you can ask for the money, sure, but it's got to be like. If it's not going to be something like really substantive, it also shouldn't be like really important.
Well, that's why it's usually relegated to just cosmetics.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's sort of like, well, that's the Blizzard model for like Overwatch.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
Well, that's what Destiny does.
Destiny or Apex Legends. Where it's like you're not really paying for content. You're not paying for access to a tier of play. You're paying so that your character looks different than someone else's.
Yeah.
Which is a part of game progression, but it's not like
it doesn't alter your ability to play the game.
Well, it alters your experience, but not in such a way that it can be said like you are unfairly like held back. Because you're not paying more money.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Whereas with Call of Duty, that whole game is based around like what guns you have access to. That determines how competitive you are. And they set it up that like the best guns you have to pay for. extra.
Did they really?
Yeah. And
I haven't played like the last 5 Call of
Duties. You have to unlock them in like packs, and they have a bunch of different currencies, and it's super confusing. And it's like, if you buy all of one currency, it doesn't translate to another. If you want to buy stuff just so you can play the zombies mode, that's its own currency and own upgrade path that doesn't transfer. Oh, it's just fucked up.
Yeah.
But they're set up that way because it's like, it also raises a question of like, well, then what did I pay for $60? Like, what did I actually pay for?
Well, you know what? I bet
so much of the game is locked behind bullshit.
I will say part of this problem is that we've had $60 video games since what, 1993?
Yeah.
Or what? You know, like the price of a game has not gone up, so they've had to find other ways because inflation is a thing, and I feel like the games should just be 80 or, you know, like they probably should be more expensive, but they have to stick to that $60 or less thing.
Well, that's the thing though, right? Like they, this is a really weird tangent to have gotten into, just talking about.
This is exactly what I want my
politics of
podcast to
video games,
be.
But like,
I don't care.
The weird fucking thing is, it's like, those kinds of mechanics have no overhead. It's not.
Oh yeah.
It's really not that hard to kind of, and I mean, like, yes, it is work, and yes, like someone had to learn to do it, and it's still skillful to kind of like do the coding for it and put it together. But I'm talking, comparatively speaking, making a new gun for Call of Duty is less complicated than making another game.
Yeah.
Just by and
large.
Or
making DLC with new story or new maps or whatever.
And the level of collaboration is less. It's like it's less work for what potentially is like an insane percentage back of profit.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like,
because you're setting the user up to fail in their purchasing to get the thing they want.
There's a creator on YouTube named Bellular who talked about this, because he talked about it in terms of like, I play World of Warcraft every so often when it's fun to play, which is not right now.
Like when Emma came back. And,
well, I helped Emma build a computer for precisely that reason.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how like they release a mount that you can buy. So like there's like a thing your character rides around. It doesn't really have a mechanical impact. It's just, it looks kind of neat.
Do you move faster?
Yeah, but it's not any better than one that you could get for free.
Exactly, yeah.
So in that sense, it's just cosmetic. But then he talked about like, well, how much work is it to build that thing? Well, if you're making from scratch a new 3D model that has to move around and have textures attached to it, let's just say like that takes a year of work to build. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. And then let's say you have a person who has to design that texture. Let's say that takes a year to make. And then you have a person who's an animator, and that takes a year. And grand total, you're spending like $200,000 in the high end to sell this thing, to make this thing in the game.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to unlock it? It costs $25, say. So like,
you only need 10,000 people to buy it.
That's not that many.
Yeah.
And percentage wise, like that's a fraction of the people who play World of Warcraft in a given day. But I would guarantee you the percentage of people that it would take is less than the percentage of people that they track who just buy everything. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
They make it because it's a sure bet.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, they do it because it works.
The only
too,
thing that's ethical is it's not like it doesn't unbalance the game because of it. There's that can't be said for like every group that does shit like this.
Well, even the Star Wars game, it's like you can play it for free and get to those places. Like you can get the stuff. It just takes like a really fucking long time.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's like you are altering the gameplay because like there's a character they released General Skywalker, right?
Yeah.
So they have Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Knight Anakin, whatever, and then they have General Skywalker. It's like a difference. It looks almost the same.
Yeah.
But to get one, you just need to unlock. You can play like a node on the battles and like sim it and just get the shards and you unlock him. And it's like free to play.
Yeah.
And you could do it faster if you get crystals and refresh and whatever. But if you get like for General Skywalker, you need to, their requirements are like you have to have like 7 or 8 different characters like pretty upgraded, like upgraded pretty high.
Yeah.
And then you also have to have like 5 or 6 ships, which is like another mode in the game.
It's like a whole nother game.
Yeah. And then some of those ships have characters that are unrelated to this event, except that you need the character's gear level to be high enough so that the ship's abilities can be leveled up.
That's so dumb.
And so it's just like this pyramid schemey. It's not a pyramid scheme, but it's like, it's just this convoluted, like, so to get this really good character, you need to have all these things upgraded.
This list of 700 things that take 6 months.
Yeah.
Or
you can buy.
Give us $30.
No, or give us $500. And then, this was a big controversy when this character came out. You can spend all that money and upgrade and get him unlocked, right? But then when you unlock him, he's only 5 stars, and your characters go up to 7 stars.
Yeah.
Based on the shards, you collect the shards and you unlock them, right? So like you get him at 5 stars, and then you can't get him past gear 11, so he's kind of weak.
Yeah.
But in order to get more shards after the event that you play to unlock the 5-star version, you have to get this currency from a game mode that you have to be in a guild for, like a raid. You have to do these raids, but the raids only happen so often. So like you just have to wait. So you can spend $500 and not get the full character.
Yep.
And it's like
and that character did not take a year to make.
No. And so that's like the fucked up thing to me is like, I believe, first of all, it should not be $500. Second of all, if you spent, like, I would be okay with like a $50 to $100 pack where you get the character.
Yeah.
Which is like a little weird because then it's like you could just get it, but then what would make you come back to play the game, you know? But it's like, I don't know, it's fun.
That's the thing. Like, what would get you to come back to play the game? Well, if the game was fun, then you just would. You would just have value in that.
I mean, for me, I would. I would like that, and then there could still be things that I'm working slowly to unlock. But it's just crazy when you put out this thing that, like, in order to get it day one, and yeah, like, you don't have to, but it sucks if you don't. You know, I'm not saying I've ever done this. I can't justify spending $500 for one thing because I've never spent that on any video game. Yeah. And I've, like masterpiece video games that deserve $500 maybe, arguably.
Like, I'll pay $60 for that.
Yeah.
I got Metal Gear Solid 5 for free when it came out.
How did you do?
I sort of stole it.
Oh, okay.
But like the thing is, it's like, oh, what are we gonna? What can't like? There's nothing like those game models will probably always exist unless like something legislative happens because it's not enough people are affected by it.
It has to affect kids. That's really if it becomes
it definitely is.
Oh yeah, but it has to be like egregious and like because the thing is like
my kid spent $3,000 on Castle Crashers or fucking whatever.
And what you can do is just you could be like, well, you can contact iTunes and be like, hey, I don't
give me this cash back.
Yeah.
And then, sometimes they'll do it, and sometimes they won't.
Yeah,
but
you know what? This happened like before this character. There was another one. They had a Darth. They did like the whole Old Republic from like KOTOR, like all those characters, and they had like a Jedi Knight Revan and a Darth Revan. And when the Darth Revan character came out, I spent a bunch of money. Like I spent like 100 or 200. Like I was just really into it at the time, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy this. So I spent all this. I spent like $200. Like my stepdad gave me some, because he was like stoked and he wanted me to get it. And then I spent 100, and I still couldn't even unlock the fucking character.
Oh, that sucks.
And so I went to iTunes and I was like, "Hey, this game fucked me over. I want my money back." And they gave us the money back, but I didn't lose the content in the game because they don't talk.
Yeah.
So I still had the, but I still like I didn't unlock him, but it was like at least. Like I felt actually really good because I got where I wanted to go, and I thought what I thought was fair, but I didn't have to pay for it.
Yep. Yeah, and it's like
you can't do that all the time, obviously, because they'll be like, no, but
they'll catch up. But yeah, it's just fucking. It's a sad thing that's what games are for the most part, especially for phones. Like it's not as bad on consoles and like actual systems, but it's still pretty bad.
Well, a lot of they get so much backlash sometimes that a lot of them are pretty cool. Like Xbox, Microsoft, like before they just were like, hey, by the way, if you buy like especially our games, but other games on the Xbox One, when it comes out for Series X, you just get it.
Yeah.
So like Cyberpunk jumped on, and they were like CD Projekt Red. They were like, yeah, when you buy Cyberpunk 2077, you just get you get both versions.
Yep.
And so like that kind of shit is awesome because they're not being dicks. They're just like, hey, we understand. We just,
for sure. And then that's a good mindset. And it's very like, it's becoming more normal for like certain companies to do that. Like,
well, Microsoft, they had a really bad console generation.
For sure. Well,
I mean, they've had
the Xbox One was one of the most hated, but like it's sort of turned around and things are looking up for them for the time being.
Yeah. They have a lot of studios that we don't know what they're doing that they bought. So it's exciting, but it's like I don't know what they're doing.
I think they're working on like good VR shit. That's my hope. That's where I want games to be, is fucking virtual reality.
Well, so Phil Spencer, I think, he's like the head of Xbox or whatever. Yeah. He said in a quote, like, we're not doing VR.
But they totally are.
I mean, you would think.
They totally are. That's a thing.
I feel like they would partner with Oculus, though.
Oh, no.
I don't think
Oculus
they have their own.
Windows is set up for AR like functionality like out the box. It's just like nothing really natively takes advantage of that. And also, headsets haven't gotten cheap enough that everyone has them.
Yeah. I mean, even the PlayStation 4 headset, VR
that's
headset
the cheapest, easiest way to do VR, and it's pretty goddamn good.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
I've tried it.
For what it is, like
I haven't tried I want to try the movie thing where you sit and you watch a movie in it, so that you feel like you're in a theater.
Yeah, like you can do that with PC VR as well, and like I've done that on the Rift a little bit, but it's like.
Do you own a Rift?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a Rift.
Sweet.
Not the newer ones. I have the older, like the first model one where you mount it on the wall. Like when they released like the Oculus Quest, I was like, "Fuck."
That one's wireless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's the one. That's the thing that's like.
That's what it's going to take though. Is that wireless thing will have to come down in price, and then everyone will have it.
Yeah, it's $400 for that, and you don't need anything complicated attached to the walls. You just need like a somewhat open space in your house, and there's no wires. It's fucking great. And then they also have like the high quality version that runs off your computer that has a wire to your computer, but that's just one wire. And the version that I have has like the headset has 2 wires on it, and then like every sensor has a wire, and my computer has to be like pretty good, and I have to like stick the sensors somewhere. So they have stands, or I have to fuck up my walls and put in like a thing so they can hang, and it's just like
so much.
It was inconvenient, and it's like, oh, the reason why it's inconvenient is they're learning how to do this shit, but now they don't need that anymore. So it's like I want fucking every game should start moving to VR and shit.
I think Microsoft. I don't think they're developing their own headset the way Sony did with PlayStation. I think if they are going to do VR, it'll be like partnering with someone.
Oh, for sure.
Because
that's how they operate.
I think that's probably what his quote meant. I don't remember the exact quote. I just know I've heard that.
We aren't ourselves working on it, but that doesn't mean that we don't have like 30 guys trapped in a basement somewhere who aren't thinking of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Yeah, the PlayStation VR is fucking crazy that it one, that it exists, and 2, that it exists the way it does. Because it's just like, well, we got Move controllers, we have the PlayStation camera. Fuck it, let's just make that's half of it right there. How are we gonna track it? How are they gonna move their hands? We already did that. Let's just fucking make a headset and a little box that connects it, and that's it. And it fucking works. It's fucking VR, and it's dope as fuck.
The first time I did it, I played it at a Best Buy. And I played that EVE Online Starfighter game or whatever. And it was so cool. Like the graphics weren't amazing, but the coolest part to me was like you could look around, but when I looked down and I saw like the pilot legs
like
and
yourself.
not my legs, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that still trips me out. Like when you're in VR, like you can, because the way that the Oculus's controllers are set up, they mimic your hand making like this motion all the time.
Yeah.
So like you can go like this, and you can like open your hand, like you can let go of the buttons on the controller, and your hand will open.
Oh, that's cool.
And your hand opens, and like your fingers and stuff, like the position that they take in game, like pretty closely matches the position they are like in real life. And you can do this thing where like you can hold the Rift controller and you can look at your hand like through the crack in the mask, and you can bring your hand up and it just matches.
Oh, wow.
It's really trippy. It's like, oh, okay, now my hand's digital.
Do you think about like when this stuff is just everywhere and it's like you just jack into your head wirelessly because you have like thing in your head.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll be scary, like where we're just in these like Ready Player One or Surrogates, where it's just like people in their shitty apartment and there's like stacked up food and they're just living in a paradise, but they're
I mean like that.
Like how realistic do you think that scenario is?
Not very. Just in the
not right now, but in like 10, 20 years.
Like maybe one day, like, but it would take like it would be, that's super complicated. That like that type of science fiction borders on magic, because it's like when you see what it's capable of now, and it's like the number of things that would have to be created in order to handle that are insane.
Well, okay, let's not say that.
I mean, like, sure.
Let's say not the head thing, but like just a really great headset.
Oh yeah, that is more likely. But then comes the idea of like, well, how do you deal with the whole like some people just can't do VR because they get motion sick.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like there's just like it's exciting because they're figuring out like how to do certain things, and it's like when I liken it. Lots of people liken it to when like the Commodore 64 came out, or like the original Nintendo came out, and it's like you got all this. Most VR games aren't really games; they're like proofs of concept. So it's like
Beat Saber. It's a game, but it's also just kind of like
it's sort of just like it's like two things. It's like you can move around a lightsaber in 3D space, and you can hit shit with it. Like that's the whole game. But like they just happened to turn it into this popular thing because it's like we'll put music in it, and you can do it to the beat, which is not. That concept has existed since like DDR came out in the 90s or whatever. So
I don't like those kinds of games. Like people get excited. I'm like, this isn't complicated enough for me. Like I get bored after doing it twice.
It's addictive though. It's pretty fun. I like it. And you can put your own songs in there too, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, like it's just like a concept. Like this is a lightsaber in VR. Yeah. This is something moving.
Yeah, they don't have like where you can play Jedi Fallen Order, and then
there's only
story and all that.
Like the only game I would argue that's out like that right now is called Wrath of Asgard, which is like that, which is like you're playing through like an adventure, and it's a long game. It's like a 30-40 hour game that has like open world, and you explore shit, and some of it is you are in somebody walking around like killing shit with a sword, and it matches your hands and shit, and you have to block and parry. It's cool. And sometimes you're just like floating and looking down on everything like you're in it's a toy box, and just picking shit up and setting it down. It's dope. It's weird because it's just like that's a kind of game that only exists because VR exists.
Well, I would like my thing is I want to be able to play like games like Resident Evil 7 is VR. I don't know if I would be able to handle it, but
that one's stressful.
But I'm just saying, like, I want to be able to play like those first person, like just play BioShock but in VR.
Yeah,
like that's what I would want to do.
That'll be here like pretty soon.
Yeah,
that's not too far off.
Yeah,
because I mean, like every year, like they make something better for VR. I mean, it's moving in progress with this, like as the technology gets better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's to me that's where like cool shit happens in games now is like VR, because it's like it's so new, no one really knows like quite what to do with it yet. Like,
yeah, you have the idea from like watching movies like Lawnmower Man, which I've never seen, but I know it has something to do with VR, virtual.
Yeah, like all those
Tron, or
Yeah,
like,
there's all these ideas of like what it should be like, and then also like what is possible, and also what can a human being actually do reasonably with this
without getting
tool.
sick, or with it actually tracking properly. And
like a lot of VR games are set up like you don't walk around, you sort of just like teleport. Like you'll look at a spot and you'll just instantly appear there. And actually that's fine. That's a good solution to the problem of like, how do I virtually walk over there physically but not like run into a table or something?
I know they have to have those omnidirectional pads, but then, or like treadmills, but then those are like expensive.
Yeah, and then how the fuck do you do that? I mean, maybe one day they'll figure that part out, and it'll be cheap and affordable, and everyone can have one.
But also like, I don't know. I haven't played enough, but is it weird to be playing with a controller but have it VR? Because for me, like that's what I think it should be. Is just you have a controller and you play the game with the controller, but then maybe instead of the look control,
there are
use
some
your
games
head.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's weird is like there's the game I'm thinking of is called Trover Saves the Universe.
Oh
and
yeah,
like
I need to play that.
yeah, you when you put on the VR, if you look down, you see a controller that's reasonably where you would put the controller when you're playing this game. But also there's a game that's called like Astrobot, where one of the parts of that game is every time you go into a level, you pick up your PS4 controller and you move it in space to a spot like in the virtual world, like by locking this controller in place. Like that's how you start the game, but that's also how the game tracks where your controller is.
Oh.
So like you can move the controller with your hands and you'll see where it's moving in game as long as it's like able to be seen like by the camera and stuff. But then with like the Rift or whatever, like you have the controllers and it's just tracking where they are. So like,
so is your hand in the game?
Yeah. So it's just your hand at that point. So it's like, oh, okay, my hand's up here.
Yeah.
Then in real life, and then the game's like, yeah, my hand is there. The only thing that's weird is like if you drop the controller, then it's like, no, my hand's down there somewhere. That's not right, but I don't know.
It's crazy. Well, I could keep talking forever. I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, I need
though.
to eat. This has been a nice video game tangent.
Hell yeah. That's the point of the podcast.
I earned a free miso soup.
So do you want to
cool
plug? You're obviously JoJo Has Fun.
Yeah, go to I have the domain.
It's not youtube.com/JoJo.
Well, no, I just haven't set it up. But I bought the domain at the start of the year to do something with it, like as a redirect.
Oh.
Because now you can get .fun as a domain.
JoJo has .fun.
Yeah, I have that. I haven't done anything with it.
Are you gonna sell Dippin' Dots?
Fucking, I wish. But yeah, youtube.com/JoJo Has Fun or twitter.com/JoJo Has Fun @JoJo Has Fun on lots of platforms now. I think Instagram for sure.
Hell yeah.
JoeHasfun. And yeah, I make videos and say funny stuff. I'm very tired. Fucking go home and eat pork chops and go to bed.
Yeah. You can find this podcast where you're watching it, youtube.com/Epic Tiki Comedy. Comment down below and tell me about your grandma. YouTube. Wait, I already said that.
Next
I don't know what
episode,
to say.
Next episode, leave a hashtag top 10 grandmas and we'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll get on it, and you message us, and then we will send you Tylenol in the mail, so you don't feel so bad.
Tweet about us with hashtag TikiCast.
Tiki,
and people who tweet about us with hashtag Epic Tiki Cast will shout you out on the show. Yeah,
and then we'll send you the mints from dinner that I didn't finish in my console, my middle of the car console. At Epic Tiki Comedy on Twitter, at Epic Tiki on Instagram. I don't want to plug my stand-up because I will probably put this out in a little bit. Or I don't know when, but it'll come out soon. Thank you for watching. We'll be back at some point because we're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.